Hey everybody, this is Blue. Well, I see a lot of requests, a lot of people doing Harry Potter style magics, and there are people out there that want to be able to cast spells effectively in some manner that resembles Harry Potter. And I've been working on this on and off for a while, but I just decided that I was going to finish off my idea here. And so I have a possible way for people to cast witchcraft using wands similar to Harry Potter. But I have to be honest here. I hate Harry Potter magic. You see, it depends too much on wands and instant magic. Because if you watch the movies, if they don't have a wand, they can't cast a spell. They have to have a special wand that's tuned to them, and it kind of takes away from it to me. Because wands are just tools. They are an extension of ourselves. They can be used in spellcraft, but we actually do not need tools to cast spells. The other part I hate about Harry Potter is, like I said, it's instant. You are in sight of whatever you're doing. I know this is just Hollywood, but this is an idea that I hate about Hollywood, because you can see your opponent, you grab your wand, whoop, 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 and you're done. And that's not how magic works to me. Harry Potter would not survive a day in the real world because, in my opinion, us witches, we work subtly. We work unseen. We make small changes that you might not see coming until it's too late. But Harry Potter does not work that way. Now, more disclaimers here. You see, most of us witches work with rituals, and rituals are wonderful. They have room for error and give us time to correct. The faster we force magic, the larger the margin of error is going to be, and thus a bigger possibility of spell failure. Because, look at the redhead in Harry Potter, Ronald. He has problems with spells because he could be pronouncing a word wrong. Well, if you are only allowed to say 3 words for this spell and you get one of them wrong, isn't that an automatic spell failure? So that's one of the other problems I have with this. Now, this is only a theory or a hypothesis, if you want to use the technical words and all that. But I've only had this idea for about a week, and it's not effectively tested. So how well it works, I don't know. If you're going to be doing spell work like this, I believe that some talismans or a specific stone necklace be used along with it, and that'll be explained later on. To be effective, I feel spell memorization and individual spell development is required. Now, in a lot of our spell work, when we do rituals, we are told to do the spell, then forget about it. Let nature do its thing. But it is my idea that we can't do that, because we have to have our spells, if we're going to be instantaneous and up whenever we need them, we need to have them basically embedded into our head. So, I mean, there's going to be times where we can't go, hey, let me grab my Book of Shadows here, or our Grimoire. No, we have to work on the fly. We have to be able to remember a set spell so that we can cast it. And so we have to store spells in our heads or be able to recall them in our heads on a moment's notice. Creating a spell on the fly and trying to cast it with this idea has a high degree of failure. Now, I just have to say this because magic is very fickle. The slightest change could alter the results dramatically. You could say the wrong word and it could come back to bite you in the butt. So this is why I am stressing practice a lot. Okay. The process has to be divided up into 4 steps. Each step must be developed individually and then put together to work. I say this because one of the steps, is gathering your energy. Well, for you to do this rapid fire type magic, you're only going to be giving yourself about 10 seconds to summon energy. So you got to repeatedly practice, just being able to put your hand down and summon energy out for your spells to work. And if you do not just work on that for a while, you're not going to gather much energy for these quick rapid fire spells, and thus you will fail. All right. Same thing with releasing the energy. You can't just put your hands in the air and, 2 seconds energy be all gone, released. It takes practice to channel that energy out quickly, effectively, so that you can move on to the next spell. All right. Because of the no time to ground and centering, carrying or wearing a blue sodalite necklace charm may be beneficial because of its calming properties. A lot of people love to ground and center before they enter a circle for ritual. Well, if you are working on the fly, you don't have time to do a grounding and centering. Step 1, gathering energy. Now, Raven Grimassi, I have to thank him for this idea because it's basically in one of his books. Several years ago at the Iowa Pagan Pride, we had Raven Grimassi give a few lectures, and I attended a couple of them. Now, he treated the human body as if it was a circuit. He was talking about how the Tibetan monks, how when they could put their hands together and connect their thumbs and they don't get cold because they have completed a circuit. We have that potential in each other where if we understand how energy flows, we can utilize it to the best ability. But the other thing that he was saying is that we have one hand that is an input and the other hand is the output. Now, he was generally saying that your right hand is your input and your left hand is your output. So put your hands out and just try to feel the energy. Do you always feel like you have a hand that always kind of be sucking up energy, always seems to be a little bit warmer? Well, that is your input hand. You are pulling in energies with that. And then your other hand is your output. This is where you're shooting your energy out with. Now, according to Grimassi, your right hand is input, your left hand is output. But, and this is an interesting idea here, but most of us are right-handed, and so we put our wands in our right hand, which is input. And so we are trying to cast out energy with our input hand. And so this could be a reason why we're having some issues. Okay? I know. But anyway, so you would want to have your wand in your left hand, your output hand, because that's the hand, the arm and hand where the energy goes out from. All right. So what you're going to have to do is you need to get in a comfortable stance and get used to this stance. Then with your right hand behind you, having it open and your fingers out, spread out, and try to feel the energy coming up from the ground. Then with your left hand, have it at a 90-degree angle and the wand pointing up. Okay, this is you gathering in energy. You need to place the energy in your chest so that you can do your shaping, focusing, and all that. You have 10 seconds to get the energy. You breathe in slow and deep while you're sucking in energy for your spell. Step 2 is the implant intent and visualization. You know what you want, visualize what it is to shape the energy. Add any and all specific details, such as person, location, or other info to add focus and shape to the energy. You know, again, allow 10 seconds for this to happen. Okay. Step 3 is the verbal. Using keywords, rhymes, a short sentence that verbally describes the spell and or intent. I'm Celtic, so I am going to be testing out using 3-word groupings to strengthen spells such as protect, defend, friend, or penalty, felony, Emily. You can make up words as well as long as you practice before trying to use them. Thus, using Harry Potter words can be done. So it's like your regular incantation, but you're trying to make it as fast as possible. Chants can be used as well, and you can repeat them for better effect. An example: rain, wind, thunder, lightning. I find this weather very exciting. I would personally repeat that 3 times maximum and then cast out. Step 4 is the release. Practice this a lot, using a keyword or words as a trigger and then release all the energy. So Mote It Be is popular, but wording is important. A banishing spell would be better using Be Gone. When saying your incantation, keep your left arm up with your wand pointing up. With saying your release words, drop your left arm with the wand pointing towards target location, and then push all the energy out of you through your left hand and wand. This should be done in 5 seconds. If you are going to repeat spell actions, move, take a step or 2 and reset your position. Also take a deep cleansing breath before starting your next spell. Like I said, I have only got this up in theory. I have not tested it enough to tell you that it's 100% effective or anything. So I want to thank you for listening to my idea, and so please tell me what you think. What changes should I also work with? Do you have any insight? So that is the video on how to cast a Harry Potter spell through a wand rapidly. Everybody take care. Be at peace.